It's like opening a present meant for someone else and finding exactly the thing you wanted all along. Now it's mine, and now I will not give it back. And today we are talking about Devourer of Men by Nikki St. Crow.
So to give the audience a recap or a summary of the book, this is a spin-off of it's not the Never King series, but that's what I call it, the Peter Pan series. And this
Yeah,
is essentially a menage of between Wendy, the crocodile, and Captain Hook.
yes.
And this sets the stage for their romance and them trying to find their relationship. Without giving away too many spoilers. I don't know how to do that without giving away spoilers.
Yeah, no, I think that works.
Okay. And I fucking hated it.
I hated it! I hated it! I was so mad I hated it!
Yes. It was
Boring!
fucking boring, okay?
It was so boring. Like, how do you make a 200-page book that boring?
No fucking idea, but I agree 100%. And I loved it when it was just them 2 on the page and their banter, but then everything else around it, it was useless. It was just filling the page. Like, I needed for them to build their relationship, start a relationship, have a relationship, and who the fuck cares about Wendy at
Yeah,
this
pretty
point?
much. Yeah,
I loved their banter and their interaction, and Croc and I think Hook together is fucking phenomenal, but everything else was just rubbish.
yeah.
It was rubbish.
I I I completely agree. I was so excited about this book because, like you said, and their banter was so great in the Never King series, which is called the Vicious Lost Boys series.
Oh, okay.
But I think most people know it by like Never King. Like I was really disappointed. Like by everything.
Yes.
Like the banter between them was good, but like you had it every other chapter because
Mhm.
you had to switch to Wendy's point of view,
Ugh.
and Wendy's point of view was I I don't have any other words for this book other than boring. It was boring.
It was it was boring, and I'm also looking up so it was released in 2024, and I'm curious. Okay, so it was only a year after the final book in the Vicious series.
Yeah.
Like, almost a year too. It was March 2023 is when The Fae Princess came out, and then this comes out in May of 2024. But I don't know what happened, but I don't think it was written by the same person. It doesn't feel like it was written by the same person.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and I know
Sierra
life
Simone
happens
is
and
somebody
we
who and
maybe she
Katee Robert.
wasn't ugh.
Like Sierra Simone, Katee Robert, and Nikki St. Crow. Like I have read books I have loved, and I have read books that I have hated.
Mhm.
And I'm just like,
I I'm wondering if she wasn't excited about this as she thought she was going to be, and that's why.
yeah,
Or maybe
maybe.
she just lost the muse for it. Like, I mean, that does happen, but you've promised your readers that you're gonna do it, so you have to put something out. And I mean,
Right.
at least she took the time to, according to her and her beta readers, made it quality because she waited a year. She didn't just like put something together and just throw it out there just to get it out there. So like I give her, kudos for taking the time to craft something because writing a book is really fucking hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should have literally been about them establishing this, like, cat and mouse kinda thing going on between them, this play for dominance, all those things, and I think first off, I didn't even fucking know it was gonna end on a cliffhanger. I thought it was just a one-off. I didn't know it was gonna be a whole other
Me
series.
too.
So that already irritated me when I got to the end, and that's why I text you like, "What the fuck, are you kidding me with that ending?"
Yeah.
Second off, if you were gonna do that, I don't feel like you can have 3 people who have the type of history that they have and have 2 mortal enemies come together to try to make a relationship. I think book 1 should have ended on when they saw Wendy as the queen. But that whole first book should have just been about them.
Yeah.
It should have been them on the boat trying to get to the island. It should have been about them on the island. It should have been about Hook thinks this is the right way to go. Croc's like, this is the right way to go. But, he's like, fine, we'll do it your way. And then when it fucking fails, I'm going to come in, I'm going to eat everybody. And then I'm going to eat you. Right. Like, just to
Yeah.
show you that I was right. Right. Like, that's how it should have been. And then lead up all to this. And then they get captured. And then they, it ends. And they're like, Wendy. Like, that would have fucking been a great ass ending compared
Yeah.
to the shit that we just got.
Yeah. I agree on all counts.
So we're
Yeah.
starting off the season really well, agreeing on the same shit. Do not get used to this, people. Do not.
Yeah, I don't. We don't agree on much. We don't. Well, that's not true. We
That is
normally
not
agree, like,
true.
if it's good or bad, and then it just
Hmm.
depends on how far down that scale one of us goes.
Yeah. So besides that, I think this is going to be a really short episode because I don't have anything else to say.
I don't have
Like,
anything else to say.
I don't know.
I would have DNF'd it if it wasn't 200 pages.
Oh, I was like, I wish you would have told me that you would have DNF'd it because I would have wasted time reading it. We already know I don't like Peter Pan retellings. And technically it doesn't focus on Peter Pan, but I guess it has a negative connotation for me because Wendy's in there, and I think I would have
Yeah.
just been happy if it was an MM between the two of them, to be honest. And I think with how this series is gonna go, based off of this first book, that's just what I'm gonna wish the whole entire time. So I don't
Yeah.
even know if I'm gonna continue to read it.
I don't know if I will either. Like, yeah. I yeah. All right, so are we ready to rate? Yes.
Okay, no, before we rate, I want to do one thing. I need you to pick one scene that you actually liked. We need at least one scene. I know which scene I like.
Was it when Rock got on his knees?
No,
Because that was really good. That's my scene.
that's your scene
Yeah.
where he tempts him. No, I like the scene when they're about to have sex for the first time. I think it's the first time that they're having sex, right? And he's like, I'm gonna give you 6 words, and these are the only
Yeah.
6 words you can speak. Now shut the fuck up and let me take care of you. Okay. And that was
Yes.
one of my quotes. What were the 6 words? That was just that is what I wanted throughout the whole damn book.
Yes. 100%. Yeah.
The words were more, harder, stop, slower, God, fuck. Those are the only words that he could say.
I
I mean,
mean, I'm all right with that.
I am too. That was so. I think I just liked that he had just been playing like really chill up until that moment and just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, you think you know, right? Well, right. Okay, well, let's just see how that pans out. And then he's like, no, now it's my turn.
Yeah.
These are the words. That's it. Now shut the fuck up and let me take care of you.
Yep.
Okay. That was the only for you listeners out there, that is the only scene that matters. I mean, just read the scenes with just them and just skip everything else, to be honest. That's it.
Or just
Because
skip the book entirely.
I mean, yeah, you could skip the book entirely. That's a good point.
That would be my recommendation. Like, there's a lot better MM books.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yes, that are actually truly MM. We need
Yeah.
to do one. We haven't done one.
I
I don't
know.
think we've done a full MM.
I
But
don't
I
think
think
so
all the
either.
ones I like are contemporary. They're not even dark.
Oh my god, that
It's
is hilarious.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do a season of contemporary.
You know I'm down.
That would throw people off. Be
Did
like,
it in the
this is
summer. I
oh
feel like it
yeah.
would be a good, like, summer season.
Or we can just do like one episode a season
Yeah.
just for you, Jen. We'll call it Jen's episode. I like this idea.
I love it.
Hmm. Sneak peek of what may or may not be happening in the future. Okay, so we're rating. I got nothing else to say about this book except for I was highly disappointed for something that was highly anticipated to be greatness.
Yep.
Darkness. 2?
I was gonna say 2.
I mean, maybe. I mean, only because he like eats people. Is
Well,
he?
and I mean, and it wasn't, like, descriptive on page, but I mean, she was a prisoner. It was kinda descriptive on how, like, she hung there and was not
Oh yeah.
dying. That kinda freaked me out. And then her being, like, coerced. But I mean, other than that, like, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so 2. Spicy. with the new scale. I think
2?
there was only 2 scenes,
Yeah.
the knees and the bed.
Yeah.
So it has to
1?
be, I think, with a new
2?
scale, right? It has to be 1.
I mean, I'm fine with that. It certainly wasn't like
Yeah, because 2 is 3 or more scenes. And I only think that there were 2 scenes.
yeah, I think there were only 2 scenes too.
Okay, so 1 pepper. And then the rating, I'm giving it a 1.
Can I give it a 0? Can I just
Well, no,
can I choose that I DNF'd it even though I finished? Can we wipe it from my reading history? Can I delete it from my brain? Just
no.
I mean, at least the ritual there were like a couple of hot scenes in the 700-page bullshit that was.
I think we can say 0, but we actually have to put it on the metric scale. So
0.25.
can you do a 2.5 on Storygraph or Goodreads?
No idea. I'm gonna find out.
Oh my gosh. If you can, then that could be your
If I could
rating.
give it a 0, I would.
I mean, you can leave it unrated, I guess. I do that for a lot of stuff I don't like. I don't give it stars. But I think
Well,
for
you can do a 0.25.
then that's your rating of 0.25.
Yes, it is.
I still love you.
Literally 0.25.
Okay. So, I got nothing else.
I got nothing else. Don't read this book. That's all I
It's
got.
so on the plus side, we did really good about agreeing on everything for the first book
Yeah?
of the season. On the downside, it was hopefully the worst book of the season. I
Yeah.
hope this doesn't set the tone because we got a lot of really great things lined up and now I'm nervous.
Nah, I think the rest of the season's gonna be great.
Okay. All right, love. You want to close this out?
All right, let us know. Have you read? I want to know if
Wait,
you read Vicious. What?
I'm just thinking this might be the shortest episode close to Stalker in the Sunshine.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, sorry. Go. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I want to know if you read Vicious Lost Boys and Devourer of Men, what you thought. I need to know if you thought it was as disconnected from the original story as we do. Let us know on Instagram and tag us at Bones of the Story, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for joining us on the journey into the shadows of love, where dark romance stories come to light.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Bones of the Story as much as we did. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to us.
And to stay updated on all things dark romance, follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
We'd also love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ideas, or even your own dark romance stories with us. Drop us a line at bonesofthestory@gmail.com.
Remember, our next tantalizing episode is just around the corner, so keep your hearts open and your senses sharp.
Until then, embrace the darkness and let the stories continue to stir your deepest desires.
This is Misty
And Jenn,
signing off
from Bones of the Story.